Hello, Year 11. Welcome back to my backyard office. Um, Went in and was working on a few things in there and realized that I hadn't really covered napalm or Agent Orange yet. And Agent Orange is something that I mentioned in the other video, so I thought I'd put one together really quick here. Now, the New York Times is a bit of a reputable newspaper. They have their biases, and there certainly is a bias to this piece, but it does have a pretty good summary of what Agent Orange is and the evidence for what it did. It's called The Dark Shadow of Agent Orange. As I said, it was put out by the New York Times. And the quick notes that I put together here for you is one, if you watch the last video that I put up, there's Walter Cronkite right there again, America's newsman, and they introduce it as an herbicide. All right, and it created, you talk about one of the effects of the war and the technological advances of the and changes in weaponry. This would have been one of them. It created a human catastrophe. This is a quotation. A human catastrophe in both American vets and in Vietnam. Now remember that this is connected with it being a guerrilla war. What kind of war was it? It was a guerrilla war. And the VC, as they called the Viet Cong, were hiding in the jungles. And so they came up with this idea. They called it Operation Ranch Hand. And they sprayed this defoliant all over the Vietnam. And it caused, as it says in the documentary, monstrosities. It caused birth defects. It caused spontaneous abortions, miscarriages. Sprayed it up to the 1970. All right. 30 years later, they went back and they could still find it in the lakes, in the soil, and they were still finding these birth defects that had been ravaging the population of Vietnam for 30 years, 40 years plus. And so this is not only an example of effects, it's also an example of technological advancements in air warfare, and technically in land warfare as well. So hopefully you enjoyed that little. That's only 2.5 minutes, and the documentary is only 10.5. Enjoy, and I hope to see you soon.